trick hero. How are you, Mario Ruiz? I'm Dave Denholm. We have a hat trick hero as LAFC continues to roll on. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. That's why I had to wear the hat today. You know what I mean, in honor of Matty Bogusz. And it's also LAFC episode 20 for LAFC
20.
Plus, Davey. 20 already. Feeling good heading into this 4th of July match in Pasadena against the Carson boys. And LAFC's on a club record right now, Davey. 11 straight matches unbeaten going into this derby match. So I'm feeling it.
Yeah, Galaxy are on their own little streak there.
Yeah.
Unbeaten in a few. So, it's going to be insane. We'll get to more of that as well. Mario mentioned it. Happy 20th episode of LAFC Plus, rolling along. And in honor of that, we're going to do another contest coming up later. We'll start that. You kind of know where we're headed if you've been listening to the show. But yeah, we'll be talking a little bit more about that coming up in the show here today. Always good to talk to you about LAFC Plus. We've got some All-Star news. We got some other news around MLS, some breaking news on the day as we sat down to do this. But yeah, we'll get you all caught up on that coming up. Mario, it was another impressive victory. Colorado, look, you can only play what the schedule brings you, right? So sometimes you get on a roll, maybe the schedule softens up a bit. You're able to get into a little bit of a streak. We see that in MLS. Colorado came in with 3 straight wins. They're playing well, though, throughout the season. So it's a tough test. And you kind of feel like, maybe at one point, yeah, okay, some of the games, like people can say, well, you're hitting guys, you're beating San Jose 6-2. The Earthquakes are a mess. Hey, you play who's there. Colorado was a true test, though. And LAFC passed with flying colors again. 3-0 victory, Mario. And I got to be honest, I didn't think Colorado played badly at all. For most of that, obviously the red card, the second yellow to Cabral changes the game. But Mario, they're just not on the same level as LAFC.
Is, right now, LAFC is just rolling on the offense and the defense. And I was going to say watch out Colorado, but actually I'm going to say watch out Denis. Because Matty Bogusz is right on your heels, Denis, for those goals. Matty Bogusz got 12 goals.
It's true.
He's got 13, so watch out, Denis. And it doesn't get any better because, Matty Bogusz has played almost every single position on the field, at least going offensively for Cherundolo. Yeah. And it's just straight up hard work, discipline from Matty all season long. He's in the best shape of his life. He loves playing here in L.A. He loves living here in L.A. It's a good time to be Matty Bogusz right now.
Wow, it absolutely, you summed it up very perfectly there. Hat trick for Bogusz, 12 goals now on the season. Denis Bouanga feeding him. That's what I wanted to talk about. These were tremendous team goals, right? These are not one guy. Like, sometimes, let's face it, Denis Bouanga can do that, right? He can beat defenders 1v1, take on defenders, score at will that way. Okay. We've seen Bogusz do it, right? Matty Bogusz can do that too. Take on a defender, and you need that. You absolutely need that sometimes in professional football. But, man, when you can get these team goals like this and just the way these goals went down, Mario, they were things of beauty. On the first one, right? I'm gonna play one here. The call of the day from the radio broadcast from 710 ESPN and LAFC is actually the hat trick goal. That's coming up. But the first goal, I even mentioned it's a golazo in a different kind of way. Just the perfect setup. And I'll talk you through it if you haven't seen it. If you do get a chance to go watch the highlights, which I'm sure you may have already, I would hope, Aaron Long makes a tough play in traffic on a really hard pass that had to be given because there was heavy pressure up the pitch from Colorado. He handles it brilliantly right to Ilie Sanchez, who perfect touches. He turns into traffic and out of traffic, and Ilie hits an awesome side of the foot pass. Perfect weight on it. Right into the run of Denis Bouanga, right just past the defender on the perfect angle for the pass. And then Denis just splits the 6 essentially in 2 with a perfect, and Bogusz's finish. It's like top net. It's buried. Everything went well. Everything went well. That just kind of describes where LAFC's at right now too, that first goal. But these are team goals, Mario. This is a team, top to bottom.
Yeah. Dave, I can't say enough about the chemistry and the culture in this locker room right now. There's so much love between the entire group of players.
Yeah.
There's no sour apples. Everyone's getting along like really well, and it shows on the field too. And that's what gives me a lot of confidence in this particular group here to do something special again this year. There's no distractions, and people are saying, well, the team is doing so well, and what happens when Giroud gets here? He gets thrown into the mix. I mean, Olivier Giroud, he's going to do his thing. He's already has friends here, so the chemistry's going to be there. Hugo Lloris is here. He has that French connection that's already here with Denis. He's spoken to Denis already. And matter of fact, I spoke to Denis last week about when Giroud gets here, and he's just so excited because he knows how much focus that Giroud is going to take. And he was telling me, he's like, no more 1v2, no more 1v3 for me whenever Giroud gets here. And
well, like, yes, exactly. And, and even if there is, we've talked about it before, Denis still has to take those defenders on and lose the ball sometimes. You just have to do it, right? Mm-hmm. You cannot sublimate your game. If you're going to be double teamed and that's all that you do is pass away from that all the time, you become a very stale offense and very predictable. All the team has to do is, well, okay, Denis Bouanga has the ball. Send 2 at him, send 3 at him, and he has to, he won't do anything about that. He split 3 defenders against Colorado in that game. He's done that multiple times this year. You have to still, in soccer, look, I say it all the time, especially for kids and stuff, you got to lose the ball. You have to be willing to lose the ball. Because, again, this is not a game where 110 points are going to be scored, right? So,
right.
You're going to lose the ball 99% of the time as your team attacks. You're going to lose the ball on some that's the nature of the game. You've got to be willing, because when you're willing to do that, you get better. And then when you get older, like Denis Bouanga, and have that kind of skill, and you're willing to lose the ball, you're going to beat your defenders plenty of times to allow for more goals and more offense and setting up your teammates and all. And yeah, he might get double and triple teamed less, which, oh my gosh, that's scary to think about if with the Giroud in there. It just also opens up everybody, not just him. So
it's just a very special group right now, and it's all managed perfectly by Steve Cherundolo, and it's also a special group of coaches as well. So Steve Cherundolo just has the total team right now, and it shows right now with the streak that they're on.
Yeah, and I mean, look, it's a LAFC Plus podcast, right? We're, of course, going to praise LAFC, but I mean, who isn't praising this team at this point? I mean, this is beyond just like, oh, yeah, we work for LAFC. I mean, come on. If you're an absolute neutral, if you've never seen an MLS game before and you were to watch this team, you can see what we're seeing immediately. This organization from John Thorrington and Larry Friedman, top down, it works. And it has been working. And it's always been good. It's always been great, quite frankly. But now it's like, gone are the times earlier in this year when we were, like everybody was like, oh boy, this is a rough start. And it was. Mm-hmm. But as you pointed out something, Mario, you talk about how the chemistry and everything's good. It was good then, right? Even though they were struggling. This team doesn't get down on themselves or each other through a rough patch. And there will likely be another one coming at some point this year. That just is the nature of when you pile on so many games like we're about to play and things like that. You're not going to win every game. This is not the Premier League where you have 4 good teams and 16 average to below average teams or worse. Let's be realistic. This is not that kind of league. Teams can bite you. So it will happen again at some point. But Mario, I mean, you enjoy it while it's here because it's been a long run and I love it. And I think it's going to continue. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't know who's going to beat this team. I'll say that.
How about this connection between just Bogusz and Bouanga, though? I mean, that is a special connection. Denis has assisted on Maddie's, first goal this weekend. And now that's 5 of Bouanga's 9 assists this year have been to Mateusz Bogusz.
Yeah.
And if Denis is not scoring, then he's still creating, he's still being dangerous and giving the goals to his teammates, which is really, really special.
Yeah, I mean, Denis Bouanga, for me, I sum up his game in the best way I think I can. He is perfectly selfish, which is very rare.
Yeah, that's a great way. Yeah.
All right. He's absolutely perfectly selfish, meaning he picks the exact right times to be selfish and when to still put the ball on your teammate's foot that has a better chance. Yeah. He's perfectly selfish. Now, there's some guys who are just selfish. Sometimes that works out. Sometimes it doesn't. And there are other guys who are too unselfish, frankly. that never look for their opportunities or don't look for them nearly enough to help your team. Sometimes you do have to do it on your own, or you do have to be selfish. He's perfectly selfish this year. I mean, that's just, and that's a recipe for success when you're good. When you're a good player and you have that, that's how you're successful, right? Yep. I mean, say what you will, Lionel Messi. I'm not comparing the two players. We always have to say that. He's perfectly selfish. The guy knows exactly what he's going to do, and he knows who has a better opportunity to score. If it's not him, he will give the ball up. It usually is him, right? Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't care what anyone says, perfectly selfish because he's that good a scorer. He should be taking most of the shots and doing just about everything up there. That's the whole point. Find the guy who's perfectly selfish for his level and where he's at, and you'll have success. Lucho Acosta, player for Cincinnati, is a guy who I look like that, where you're thinking sometimes, he's going to take a lot of shots for a guy who's setting up a lot of people, but that's what he should be doing. And Denis is just hitting that perfect note. And if that continues with Giroud there, which no reason to believe it won't, sweet mercy. I mean, it's going to be fun. I gotta let you listen to this. This is the Matty Bogusz hat trick goal on the weekend against Colorado.
Channel to Tillman. Bogusz continues his run inside. Tillman feeding Kamara. Back to Bogusz in the area. Settles and in! Oh my goodness! The hat trick for Bogusz. It's 3-0. The passing from LAFC split apart the Rapids, and Colorado reduced to a trickle.
Yeah, because that passing was, I mean, it sounded surprised. Again, I shouldn't be, but it was like the third time. Like the setup was unbelievable. Kai Kamara with a perfect touch on the last pass, but Tillman setting things up, Mario. Brilliant win. I mean, we can't say it enough. It was a brilliant victory.
How big is it, though, for Steve Cherundolo that he has that option to put Bogusz at almost any position on the field and have all the confidence in Matty that he will handle it with no problem and excel with all these goals as well. Steve's got to love the depth of the team right now, and it's just getting stronger, right? Not only with the addition of Giroud, of course, very, very soon.
Sure.
Kike Oliveira is away with Uruguay. He's coming back after Copa America. And then we have David Martinez, who made his return this weekend, which was so cool to see. He was so happy. His teammates were so happy for him as well. I remember when he did come on into the match, Denis gave him a kiss on the cheek, and it was so cool. Like, everybody was just so pumped, and he sprinted out there just with all the joy in the world, because I know how hard he's been working in the training facility, and he's a very, very mature kid on the field. On the field, he's very mature. Off the field, he's still a kid, of course, and he's, getting comfortable with living here in LA, and it's got to be tough. But on the field, I like his maturity already.
Look, I'll say it, and I'm sure people, will raise an eyebrow and stuff. But look, we hear a lot about some great young players in the world, no question. I mean, there are Kendry Páez, seeing him in Copa. This kid is every bit as good. He just is. I don't care where these other guys play. I know there's kids, the youngsters from Brazil coming up are incredible, right? No doubt. And they're ending up in these big, massive clubs for massive money. Well, first of all, Venezuela doesn't have that history yet, right? This kid is every bit as good. I mean, he passed the eyeball test real easy. As soon as you see him, you're like, oh, this is something special. We've talked about it a lot. And you saw it from his whole career, a guy like Carlos Vela, right? Mm-hmm. There's just something a little different and a little better. I mean, and sometimes it's a lot better, but they're just at another level, even amongst the best of the best, and of course we see that with guys like Messi and other players like Kylian Mbappe stuff. But David Martinez, he's 18. He's barely 18. And the talent oozes out of him, And I hope he doesn't ever hear this podcast to get a big head or something, right? We got to keep him humble. But so nobody at the club played this for him. But I mean, like you said, perfect description. He passes the eye test. I mean, it's just that simple, And I can't wait
to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to, keep. And I love the fact that he has that I want to score mentality. Like he's always looking for what's going to be the way to put this ball in the back of the net. Figure it out. Yep. And he's got the soccer IQ to do that, which not everybody at 18 has developed that yet. Certainly. That'll get better too. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, that was great to see that. Mario, you talking
about our Yeah, talking about finding the back, and then I had to talk to Matty Bogusz, who found the back of the net 3 times, and then we had the walk-off interview with him after the match on ESPN LA 710, and that's how. Here's how that went right here.
Hero Matty Bogusz, your first hat trick here at BMO Stadium. How does it feel?
I'm very happy because it's my first hat trick in the career. Hope it's not the last one. I'm very happy as well that I can score in front of the fans in our home, and let's keep going, you know.
You and Denis connected once again. Describe the chemistry between you and Denis Bouanga so far this year.
You know, he knows what I'm doing, I know what he's doing, we understand each other, and Denis, I love you. You assist me almost every game. I'm assist to you. Let's keep going, you know.
Describe the confidence now going into the Rose Bowl against the Galaxy here for 4th of July.
You know, that will be a very important game for us. It's a derby, you know, it's a test because we're gonna play in front of big fans, because we'll be around maybe 70 or 80,000. So I can't wait for this game, you know.
Congrats, go enjoy with your team.
Wow. There
Great
you go.
stuff.
Here we go. Getting it ready, setting it all up for the Rose Bowl. Fireworks, baby.
Indeed, there will be fireworks. So one way or the other, there are going to be fireworks on the pitch and off. Certainly going to be a great night at the Rose Bowl coming up. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up as well.
Mm-hmm.
Time now for Let Him Cook, which we haven't really done a ton of lately on this show, Mario, but this is a great segment. We like to just highlight some of those kind of plays that take it to another level, like talent-wise, right? Some things, that's part of the beautiful game. You got to have beautiful goals every now and again. You got to have like beautiful plays. You got to try stuff. Brian White from Vancouver Whitecaps. I don't care if this was attempted or not. Sometimes a guy can do it even by accident, Mario.
Yeah, I was wondering that. I was wondering about that.
Whatever. I don't even know. I think he might have alluded to it. Maybe he didn't, the back heel goal from a decent distance out against St. Louis, right? Who are missing their goalkeeper, Roman Berkey. St. Louis is in trouble. We'll talk more about that coming up as well. But the back heel goal, one of his 3 goals on the game, too. He had a hat trick as well.
He did get a hat trick. Give him his props, of course. Yeah.
Wow. This thing
I'm trying to remember, Dave, if I've ever seen a goal like this in my life, because I don't really think I've seen one like this.
I don't think I have.
Unless it was on like FIFA, the video game, when I was playing as a kid or something. But what an incredible taconcito, Dave. Taconcito, that's how you say it in Spanish. Taconcito.
Really? Nice. Yeah. You have a word for that? It happens once every 50 years. How do you have a word for that? Like a special...
The heel, the back heel? Yeah, the taconcito. That's a heel.
Oh,
so a tacon is a heel of the back of a shoe, the heel, yeah. So they call it taconcito in Spanish.
A small heel? Yeah. Is that what we're a tiny little nice? Yep. Mm-hmm. I gotta tell you, that's tremendous. That's why I love the Latino football culture, man. It's awesome. And to have that goal played out was truly incredible by Brian White. If you haven't seen a highlight of that one, go find that, because that could be goal of the year. I mean, who knows? I mean, there's been some great ones this season, and a big victory for Vancouver, by the way. And as it also led to something for St. Louis, which we will discuss coming up. But yeah, kudos to Brian White. That was incredible. Hey, time now for really an incredible segment of this show that Mario leads. Mario, I hand it over to you for Football Fit Check.
All right, let's do this Football Fit Check right here, because Pacsun and LAFC have connected again, a collaboration. They've collabed in the past. How about just another collaboration with Pacsun here? And there's this hoodie right here that I saw, and this one right here has the skyline kind of like in the background there, if you can see it, which is really cool. And it has kind of like a vintage type of like feel to this hoodie right here. I'm really digging this one right here. You can't go wrong with Pacsun. I mean, the last time they did a collab, I think you and I both picked up stuff. I think our wives picked up stuff. They love this stuff from Pacsun. So this is right in time for the summertime. They got some tees as well. Like this one to the left here, all the way to the left with the roses on it, is perfect for this 4th of July, because it's going to be at the Rose Bowl, right? So
it's a good call.
That one is really, really nice.
Love the one in the middle, a white T-shirt with a good graphic on it too. Yeah. And then the other one, the other T-shirt looks like the sweatshirt, the graphic of it.
Yeah, with the skyline. Yep. Here's a closer look of the roses here. Yeah, it says right there with the roses on the bottom.
That is tremendous.
Falcon right there. Is that Ollie right there? Is that Ollie on a T-shirt?
Wow.
He's my hero.
That is awesome. Yeah, look, top quality stuff. For that first Pacsun, collaboration you mentioned.
Yeah.
not only did my wife want that sweatshirt, I had people, relatives all over the country that were asking. So yeah, had to get those sent. And those things sold out. Those things sold out like lightning, though. So good luck. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hurry. If you're that interested, hurry. Yeah, no doubt.
They will sell out for sure.
There, I got to say, I think again, once again, I need to lose 5 to 60 pounds to kind of make this stuff work on me. But that's all right. All right. So it'll look good on you
too. It's your color, black. So you're good with that.
Yeah. Excellent. Very good stuff there. I love that. It is time for something we want to give back on. It's the 20th episode, as we mentioned. We love you.
Let's celebrate.
Yeah, we love you who have been involved from really episode 1. And we love you who are just finding the show. Keep spreading the word. Write those reviews. Give us the 5 stars if you can, if you love the show. If you love us, tell your friends about it. If you hate us, tell your enemies. That's the only thing I can do to spread the word one way or the other. So we want to give back. It's the 20th episode. We're going to do what we did for the 10th episode. Pretty simple. I have 2 tickets. You can pick for a game later in the year. We'll choose a game that you can possibly go to. And you can have my 2 season tickets to one game. And the way you do that is...
So you should pick a game for that game when Giroud comes. You can do that. So
we'll see. Yeah, it might be... we'll see how that plays out. But what it's going to be over the next 2 more episodes. So episode 20, 21, and 22. All right. So the coming weeks, including this one, we're going to give you a phrase that we say right around it. And we won't hide it. Like it's kind of like this. Yeah. We'll mention the contest, give you the phrase. This week's phrase is hat trick hero. No great surprise there. But then I'll take it to Twitter after episode 22. We'll let you know when we're going to do it on Twitter, right? At Talk Soccer. Follow me there. Follow Mario. I am Mario Ruiz. And a couple of days after that 22nd episode where you have all 3 of these phrases, I'll go on Twitter and say whoever's the first one to reply, boom. So, but you'll know when it's all coming. Easy. It's all me. Yeah. It is that easy. So, and you can win a pair of tickets. And the person who won the first contest, sorry, you're not eligible to win this one. So we want to get a new winner in there just so you don't, just so you don't feel bad about it. And I forget to tell you. Sorry. Congratulations on your win. You went to the game, had a great time. So, yeah, all of that. Anybody who wins any contest, not just him, but anybody who wins any contest here, we're going to try to get new winners along the way. And we'll keep doing these kind of things throughout. But the first episode phrase in episode 20, hat trick hero. Keep listening for episodes 21 and 22 as well for more of that. It is time to go around the rest of MLS, Mario, and some big news on Monday. Bradley Carnell out as manager of St. Louis City. They did lose that game to Vancouver. They had a 2-0 lead in the 12th minute and lost 4-3. It's kind of indicative of how their season's gone, frankly. It has not been good for St. Louis City. 3-7-10. Way too many draws in there. Just 3 wins from 20. Look... What's your initial thoughts? I'll start with you, Mario. They had a great year last year overall, but it was kind of falling. They finished first in the West, but it was on the downward slope a little bit. Let's be realistic. What are your thoughts on this now happening?
We kind of saw that coming, right? We kind of knew that they were having a great season, but then we kind of felt like I think in the playoffs they may struggle, and indeed they did.
Yeah.
And they haven't picked it up ever since that. It's been a struggle all season long, and they got to right the ship, and somebody's got to pay, and this is how it goes right here. Unfortunately, with professional sports, somebody's got to pay, and they go with the head coach, and as they try to gear up for maybe making it into the playoffs and going for a run again, but it's going to be tough for St. Louis.
Yeah, look, every kind of excuse you can use. Yeah, they had them, injuries, players out for key players. I get it. Those things do matter because that's how you do become a team that only wins 3 out of 20, right? I mean, it's like, but if you're the head coach, the GM and the player personnel, they're not going to fire themselves, right? First and foremost, your job is to get wins. Doesn't matter what roster you've been given. Doesn't matter injuries. If you win 3 out of 20, you don't have much of an argument, and it's unfortunate.
If you build a strong fan base too, that pays a lot of money to go to the games, and those season seats are sold out through the roof. It's like you need to win. They can demand our head coach needs to win. We need to see a good product on the field. We need to see wins. We need to see points. We need to see goals. So you got it. That's the GM. You got to keep those fans happy.
I mean, the ironic thing is now that you can look back, hindsight for Bradley Carnell, the manager just fired, is maybe last season was too good. Maybe it would have been better had they been more of a regular expansion team, if you will, and not perform like LAFC did or Atlanta United as an expansion. Maybe it would have been better if they'd just been average, because then you come through in a start like this. Okay, you're not winning a lot of games, you're struggling, but you're getting a lot of draws, you're injured. Maybe they would have actually had more time to right the ship, ironically. But in any event, St. Louis City now looking for a manager. There's several teams now that have gone this way. So, people talk about no pressure in MLS because there's no promotion and relegation. Well, don't tell that to managers, because they pay the price, and heavily in MLS, if you're not successful. That's just being realistic. Mario, here's my question for you. Who needs Lionel Messi?
That was one of the doubts right before the season started with Miami, is like, how will the team do without Messi? And you know what? No Messi, no pasa nada. Nothing's wrong. Like, it's all good, because they are doing it on the road too, Dave. They played 4 matches total without Messi. 2 wins at home, 2 wins on the road as well. That is impressive. I mean, I remember you and I were in the booth at the LAFC game. We're like, they won again and on the road. That's so impressive. You can't say nothing short of that. But the bench players are stepping up big time for Miami, which is huge for them.
Yeah, we kept hearing early in the season how they're kind of struggling or whatever. Maybe it's going to be a rough 3 losses all year. 3. Yeah. On the road, they're 7-1-2.
Too. Tata Martino, give him all the props too. 6 wins in their last 7 road matches. I mean, he's doing it with rotating and bringing in players and, young guys. Like, they're all stepping up. It's amazing.
You're right.
I mean, they're doing
You're
well.
Absolutely right. Kudos to Tata. That's a great point. 7-1-2 on the road. I mean, that's just that'll get it done. I mean, you're going to be fine.
A lot of points. Yeah.
Absolutely. So
Jordi Alba had a tremendous goal in that game.
What a goal.
Ridiculous. Settled it off the chest right to his left foot, and boom, just hit it on the one-time golazo for Jordi Alba. If you haven't seen that, go check that out as well.
Yeah, truly. Still might be goal of the week, only because Brian White's, if it was, who knows? People might think it was kind of didn't mean to do it, kind of, fluky, whatever.
Yeah.
Still love the Brian White goal. Don't get me wrong. It was amazing. But yeah, it's just an incredible performance.
Class.
Columbus, Mario, I think they're finally over the Champions Cup hangover kind of thing. Where, they're going to, still take it on the chin a little bit, because they, they're going to have a packed schedule because they're a few games back because of all the the Champions Cup stuff. So they have games in hand, and I mean games in hand. So they might suffer a little setback here and there because of a jam-packed schedule. But this team dismantled a hot New England Revolution team, right? This is not and I believe the Revs I think they got the first goal in that game. Then they just get drilled. Columbus just won't stop. I mean, it's just incredible. And the thing about Columbus, we were talking about LAFC and how it's a team. Yes, Columbus has Cucho, and yes, they have Diego Rossi, but they're getting excellent, not just good, excellent performances from so many guys all over the pitch that it just adds up. And then
coached. The chemistry there is just amazing. I mean, 9 goals as well in just the last 2 matches for Columbus. That's a lot of goals.
Yep.
And there's a lot of teams that are playing well, like all over the league right now, as far as like the top teams on the East, the top teams on the West. They look really, really strong. The Inter Miami, like LAFC and Galaxy. So there's some really, really good teams. But Columbus is like saying, we just got back from Conca Champions. We're getting back in here to MLS, and we're showing you guys that we're the defending champs.
Yeah,
Watch
for
out
a
for
reason.
us. You could tell.
No doubt. Yeah, I completely agree. Kudos to them. I mean, and they have the roster and makeup and build with that manager, as you say, their coaching staff, the players, that it's going to continue. Like, there's not really any weaknesses on that team.
And Cucho
it
had
doesn't
another
look like
goal, an assist to Rossi. He had a really great game. He's playing with all the confidence in the world right now. He's one of my favorite players to watch, Cucho. So watch out for Columbus on the East.
Part of our history, of course, Diego Rossi and Christian Ramirez, who's a guy who can come off the bench and really help you. He can start if you need him. Different kind of gear, certainly is, compared to Cucho and Rossi, it's a different kind of style, but can be just as effective at times because it's so unique to what they're trying to do. They can beat you in any kind of way.
They had a great goal. Those 3.
Yeah.
Christian Ramirez crossed it in. Cucho to Rossi. Rossi bangs it in. It was a beautiful goal. Those three.
Yeah, unbelievable performance there. And it's not, that again, I don't see that changing anytime soon. That team is good for a reason. Yeah. Hey, speaking of a good team, and it's time to preview it, because this is a massive game, let's face it. We're saving it kind of for last, or almost, but LA Galaxy do it again. They're on the same 40 points as LAFC are. They're red hot. They haven't lost in a while. They have a game, played one more game. They have one less win than LAFC, but only suffered 3 defeats. They've had some draws in there. But again, it's a team that's unbeaten at home, just like LAFC. The two teams combined have 15 wins and 5 draws in Los Angeles. It's the toughest city to go play, certainly in MLS, which is the way it should be, frankly. And these are two of the best teams in the league, no doubt. Mario, this might be the best derby, LA derby, in terms of how both teams are playing at the same time.
Yeah,
I think that's true.
This is what MLS wanted, right? This is what you wanted, right, MLS? You got it right here, because this is the biggest match of the year, 4th of July, biggest rivalry in the entire league, and both teams are facing off for first place here. But this time it's a little bit different than in the past, because LAFC have always been playing well, but now Galaxy are playing really well. So this is the first time that they're both meeting up, both at a chance for first place. So here they're going to battle it out, and it doesn't get more Hollywood than this, right? Just like our buddy Adrian Garcia Marquez said the other day, lights, camera, Clásico.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, Clásico is going to be on.
It's a great name for it, no doubt. And I'll tell you, and even when the Galaxy were struggling, the games were nuts, because the Galaxy would always bring it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because of the rivalry.
For sure.
So, I mean, geez, now you got 80 points between these two teams, both on 40. We haven't seen anything like this. And it is going to be insane, no doubt about it, July 4th. Look, it's everybody tries to not downplay it, but, pros and teams. The teams will have to be like, look, this is one game. We got a game 3 days after. Both, both are going to be busy. But they know, right? And we all know. And we can just take a break on Thursday to just enjoy the mayhem that it is. Because, there's more games to come, blah, blah, blah. No, let's just acknowledge how big it is and go get it done. I mean, that's the bottom line. Huge crowd expected. Rose Bowl, you got to have it. And last year,
and they're coming off their big win too, and their Cali Clásico against San Jose. San Jose, obviously they're struggling, especially on the defensive side. They can't defend at all, especially set pieces. But Ricky Puig came back in that match. He almost scored, rocked one off of the post. They've been winning without Ricky Puig, so now he's back. They're feeling that. That just adds more flavor to this entire game here. The stars are going to be out for this one. J-Mac, our former keeper's over there. He just had a clean sheet. They won, 3-0, huge win. They're feeling good, so it's on for this one.
Yeah, their defense and goalkeeping is definitely improved, no doubt. And that obviously was always seemed like a bit of an Achilles heel. They've scored the exact same amount of goals as LAFC. Now, one more game played again, I'm trying to get over to the taste of last year's Rose Bowl game, but you can only do that by going out and doing it this year then. That's the bottom line. Get it done. And, get back and put that distance at the top between you. And now it's like, we're LAFC's ahead on wins, rightfully so. That's the tiebreaker, but both on 40 points. This is a 6-pointer and then some. When you break down these teams, the first meeting between these two teams, of course, was at BMO Stadium. And frankly, LA Galaxy were kind of toothless in that. I mean, Steve Cherundolo, the coaching staff, and then the players had to go do it. But they set up perfectly for that match. Kind of made the Galaxy a little toothless. Not completely. They scored a goal. Julian Aude got a goal on the 6th rebound on that play. If you remember that play, one of the most weird, wild, insane plays all season against us. But LAFC were really the better team. There's no doubt. Anybody would tell you that, including the Galaxy. So it's just a matter of going out and playing the way you have been. Both teams are going to feel that way, Mario, but LAFC is built to where they can handle this LA Galaxy team. They play well against them, especially through the middle. And that will be the key again. Ricky Puig is always dangerous. He didn't do much in the first matchup. Bottom line. He'll always have his moments, and he's going to cause you problems. You can't hold him down for 90 minutes. I don't mean to say that. but it wasn't that like, that sound because there can be times
all
when
the confidence
Yeah.
in that last match, like you said, we handled it pretty well. But then also this streak that LAFC is on right now of 11 games unbeaten also comes from a strong defense as well. So I have a lot of confidence in that defense to shut down that very, very tough Galaxy offense. And then with Hugo Lloris in goal, and I'm just feeling really good about these chances heading into the Rose Bowl. 4th of July is going to be fireworks. The table is set. Both teams are ready to go. So I'm looking
amazing.
forward to it, baby.
Looking forward to that. You can hear it. Pre-game 7 p.m. Pacific on ESPN LA 710 and the ESPN LA app coming up on Thursday, July 4th. It promises to be amazing. One thing we would want to mention also, the MLS All-Stars were announced, Mario. So that was big news. All-Stars, congratulations to our very own Denis Bouanga. No real surprise there. And Hugo Lloris. Shouldn't be a surprise, but the way he started in the sense of the way the stats were rolling early in the season with LAFC struggling a bit, people were kind of like, oh, okay, Lloris is there, whatever. But we have seen the value of Hugo Lloris time and time again, and he is playing tremendous football. So I was glad to see him as a coach's pick. That was a great choice. All the big names, no great surprises, really. Players voted in, but I think fully deserving. Jordi Alba, Lucio Costa, go down the list. Now, LAFC had nobody voted in, actually. No one was voted in. Both Denis and Hugo Lloris were coaches' picks to play in that match. And then the commissioners' picks were Hector Herrera and Darlington Nagbe. Ache is an all-star if he's available. A lot of times he's been injured a lot, though. So, those are commissioners' picks for various reasons. That's fine. No big deal. But what I like about this, Mario, is I was thinking about it. Everybody on LAFC is playing at an all-star level.
Yeah.
Everyone. Yep. I'm not even joking about it. I'm talking anybody who's coming off the bench. Now, look, you're not going to get chosen as an MLS All-Star. You can't take 11 guys or 15 guys or whatever, but I would have no trouble picking anybody on the LAFC roster and just being like, yeah, you're an all-star. That is where they're at. It's not hyperbole.
And I'm happy for Denis and Hugo, of course.
Deserved,
but I'm also happy that there isn't too many LAFC players heading to the All-Star game.
Amen.
They can get a little bit of rest, a little bit more rest, and it can be tough with the travel. It could be tough with some of those commitments as far as like all the All-Star festivities, this and that. But it should be a fun night. But I'm just happy that there's not too many LAFC All-Stars on this team.
Well, there's Leagues Cup like days.
Go represent.
There's Leagues Cups days later, like literally Leagues Cup starts, for both. Now, it's a Liga MX All-Star team, so it's fair in that sense. I mean, it's not – they're not trying to overload one team versus, so it's not – it won't be unfair in that way in a sense. And the guys will not play that much. Each player won't have to – they're not going to play 90 minutes or anything. So – but, man, I'm with you. Get a little break, and we know Denis never stops. He can play. He could probably play 365 days a year. So, and a goalkeeper, if Hugo goes 90 minutes, I'm not going to be that worried about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different that way. Dave. And he won't, of course, but that's great. I completely agree. But, man, I'm telling you, if you look around, like if somebody would have said today, hey, Sergi Palencia was voted an All-Star, of course. Yep. Of course he was.
Yeah.
Why wasn't he? Aaron Long. Yes, of course Aaron Long was picked as an all-star, right? We're on a great defense. He's right up there. He's been the captain before this season when, Ilie was. Of course Aaron Long should be chosen. Jesus Murillo, one of his probably his best season he's having.
Yeah.
In all honesty. So, or hey, by the way, Dave, they chose Mateusz Bogusz. Yeah, no kidding. He's an all-star. Right? I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised by anybody.
Yeah.
And that's a very good thing. Like, there is just no weakness right now on this team. Like, that is incredible to me. This is an all-star team LAFC has. Just loaded with all-stars. And that's all you need to take from it. So don't worry about the actual all-stars. That's great. Kudos to them. A lot of deserving people in MLS. There's a lot of great players. But LAFC is an all-star team.
Yeah, and talking about all-stars, Dave, we got We got a new anthem, LAFC anthem that just came out. Matter of fact, it came out today. Por la Cultura. That's
Love
the
it.
name of the song. For the
Beautiful.
culture, Por la Cultura. And it's by our guy DJ Flick, of course. What's up to Flick? Bobby Castro, who does a great job on the hook. And then OT Genesis, the rapper from Long Beach, Strong Beach, California. What's up, Long Beach? So yeah, smooth summer, for LAFC, smooth summer for me. I'm loving it, having a great time, and got a new song right here, new LAFC anthem, just leading us right into that Rose Bowl Derby match. You go bump it on your way to Pasadena to the Rose Bowl.
It's a great song. I was listening to it before we were doing the show, actually. Yeah. I was absolutely, wherever you download your music or whatever, go find it. Por la Cultura, that's from LAFC, and as you said, DJ Flick and all the guys. Oh, tremendous, great stuff. That stuff gets me pumped up, man. It really does. It starts to flow.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to call a game when I heard it. Actually, I really did, because that's the kind of stuff I love to listen to before matches. Our music is tremendous. I mean, another great job by LAFC and the staff and everything putting that together. Of course, our buddy Rich Orozco and the guy. I mean, just always top notch.
Yeah. You
totally.
hear the authenticity in these songs that LAFC putting out. They're just so LA authentic. They're so LA culture, which is what I love. You feel it,
forced,
you hear it.
Not forced. It's totally authentic. I love the videos that they do. And again, we're not just saying this stuff, man. We wouldn't talk about it if we didn't like them. We just wouldn't say anything. So the fact that a clown like me who doesn't know much, I know this stuff is great. I really do. And I don't know much about music or, doing videos or things like that for that. Spot on every time. And it's just, great work. Good call on your part, Mario. We want to get that mentioned in. Definitely go check out that.
Sir.
It is that week, though. LAFC, Galaxy, it's the LA Derby, it's Clásico Angeleno, it's El Trap, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. It's just the greatest derby in MLS, and it's at the Rose Bowl coming up Thursday, pregame 7 p.m. If you can't be out there, listen to it on ESPN LA 710 or the ESPN app. Always a pleasure, Mario. Episode 20. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Can't believe we're here in episode 20. Thank you all for listening, Mario. Take us out with something today. How are you feeling getting ready for this match? I know you're pumped up.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling pumped. Everybody just go have a safe 4th of July. Enjoy yourselves, whether you're at home or at the Rose Bowl. We'll be at the Rose Bowl. So let's have a party. Let's enjoy. Let's be safe. And make sure to join us on the pregame coverage on ESPN LA, 7 p.m. with the pregame. Kickoff around 7:30 on the ESPN LA app and 710 ESPN. Dale, black and gold. Let's go.
Let's go.